Have you ever wondered how far the great Khmer Empire actually stretched? Beyond the famous temples of Angkor Wat, a powerful network of fortress cities once stood guard on the empire's northern frontier, deep in what is now Thailand. These weren't just religious sites. They were the backbone of Khmer military power, a shield protecting the empire's western flank for over 3 centuries. Let's journey back in time to explore these incredible strongholds. Between the 10th and 13th centuries, the Khmer Empire was at its peak, and its influence pushed deep into the Korat Plateau of modern-day Thailand. To manage this vast territory and defend against rival kingdoms, the Khmer kings built an impressive system of fortified cities, roads, and garrisons. This northern frontier was crucial. It was the first line of defense, a base for projecting power, and a hub for controlling valuable trade routes. 3 cities, in particular, stand out as the pillars of this northern defense: Phimai, Phanom Rung, and Muang Tam. Let's start with Phimai, located in today's Nakhon Ratchasima province. Phimai was one of the largest and most important Khmer cities outside of the capital, Angkor. It was a true metropolis, connected directly to Angkor by a legendary royal highway stretching over 225 kilometers. This ancient road wasn't just a path. It was a lifeline for troops, supplies, and imperial communication. At the heart of the city stands Prasat Hin Phimai, a magnificent temple complex that doubled as a military and administrative headquarters. From here, Khmer governors commanded the region, and it is best believed to have been a major staging point for armies guarding against threats from the rising Mon and Tay states to the west. Its grand scale tells us this was no mere outpost. It was a regional capital of immense strategic value. Next, we traveled to Phanom Rung in Buram province. This temple fortress is one of the most breathtaking sights in all of Southeast Asia. Built atop an extinct volcano, its location was no accident. In Hindu cosmology, a mountain peak symbolizes Mount Kailash, the sacred home of the god Shiva. But practically, it offered an unparalleled strategic advantage. From its high perch, sentinels could survey the surrounding plains for miles in every direction, spotting any approaching armies long before they became a threat. Phanom Rung wasn't just a place of worship. It was a watchtower. It controlled movement across the plateau and directly overlooked the ancient highway connecting Angkor and Phimai, making it an essential link in the imperial defense chain. Not far from the volcanic peak of Phanom Rung lies our 3rd fortress city, Muang Tam. While smaller, Muang Tam was a critical component of the defensive network. You can think of it as a support fortress, reinforcing the strategic position of Phanom Rung. Its design is a classic example of Khmer military engineering, with massive laterite walls and wide protective moats laid out in a perfect square plan. One of Muang Tam's most important functions was guarding the region's water supply. The large reservoirs known as barays were essential for sustaining the city's inhabitants and, more importantly, the military garrisons stationed there, especially during the dry season. Together, Phanom Rung and Muang Tam formed a formidable defensive duo. So how did these three cities work together as a cohesive fortress system? Their placement was pure strategic genius. All three were positioned along the empire's vital northern supply lines. They controlled the flow of trade, monitored the movements of potential enemies, and served as centers for collecting tribute from vassal states, enriching the empire's coffers. The temples themselves were multi-purpose facilities. Beyond their religious functions, their strong walls and enclosed courtyards made them ideal locations for administrative offices, secure arms storage, and even barracks for soldiers. Everything was designed for dual use. Furthermore, their alignment with Angkor's own religious and astronomical layout was a powerful political statement, reinforcing the divine authority of the Khmer king and binding these distant provinces to the heart of the empire. The cultural and architectural influence of these cities is undeniable. Walking through Phimai or Phanom Rung today, you're seeing classic Khmer imperial design transplanted into Thailand. You can spot the distinctive corbelled arches, the intricately carved lintels depicting Hindu myths, the iconic Naga balustrades lining the causeways, and the soaring Prasat towers that reach for the sky. The religious beliefs of the empire, first Shaivism and later Mahayana Buddhism, are carved into the very stones. This powerful cultural wave didn't just stop at the fortress walls. As local Thai kingdoms like Lopburi began to rise, they adopted and adapted Khmer engineering and architectural styles, a testament to the empire's lasting impact. Of course, no empire lasts forever. By the 13th century, Angkor's central power began to wane due to internal strife, environmental pressures, and the rise of new, aggressive neighbors. As the empire weakened, control over these northern frontier cities gradually shifted to the emerging Thai kingdoms, like Sukhothai and later Ayutthaya. The garrisons were withdrawn, the highways fell into disuse, and the cities began a slow decline. But their story doesn't end there. Despite the passage of centuries, these northern fortresses remain some of the best preserved and most spectacular examples of Khmer architecture anywhere outside of Cambodia. They are silent, stone-clad witnesses to a time when a vast empire projected its power across Southeast Asia. Today, Phimai, Phanom Rung, and Muang Tam stand as powerful reminders of the Khmer Empire's immense reach and its profound legacy, which continues to shape the cultural and historical landscape of modern Thailand. They are not just ruins. They are chapters of a grand imperial story, written in stone. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the past, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more historical explorations. See you next time.